Keep your head down. That's rule number 1 for working at Tisker's, an underground jail for the sorts of monsters that the government doesn't want you to know exist. The prison is hidden underneath of a massive lake, in a series of sub-basements and hidden tunnels. How did I end up working here? I've got no clue. One day, people showed up at my house and offered me a job. My daughter is sick. They had a check with a lot of zeros on it, so I agreed. And now, I sweep the aisles. It's late in the afternoon, though you can't tell that from in here. There's no light coming in from anywhere. No windows, just the dim overhead lights. They need to be cleaned, but you would have to get on a 40-foot ladder to do it. Not my job. My job is to go through and sweep, then mop. East wing one day, west wing the next. Central aisles on the third day. I get one day off, and then I start again. There are so many NDAs in order. I'm probably breaking a couple hundred laws just by recording this on my phone, but damn, I need someone else to know what's going on, even if it's just some empty electronic. Clang! Someone slams into the nearest cell, and I fumble the phone, only barely preventing myself from dropping it. The prisoner in question is E18. He's more boil and blister than human. Thick welts cover his body and make the brows on his face sag down, so his eyes are barely visible. His jaw hangs useless and he groans, a long tongue sliding through the bars. "Stop that," I tell him, jabbing the broom towards his cage. "You're being a prick on purpose." E18 makes a rasping sort of sound, almost a snicker, and retreats back into the shadows of his cell. They aren't always as human as he is. 2 cells down, there's a creature that almost looks like a dog, save for the fact that it has human hands at the end of all 4 feet, and a face covered in bulbous eyes. I shudder and check my phone. The screen is fine. I hit the record button again and continue my monologue as I sweep through the aisleway. It's not just the prison cells. I've seen the prisoners here be taken elsewhere. Guards come up and knock them out with injections, then load them onto gurneys. The center part of the prison? That's where they go. I'm sure of it. There aren't any actual cells there, but rooms with solid metal doors. Once, one of the doors was left open. I looked inside, couldn't resist it. And that's when I realized that there were scientists in the building. It was some kind of a medical room. There was a prisoner on an exam table. It was P22, I think. P22 was a feminine form, with arms so long that they drug on the floors, and claws that curled back up like scythes. Her face was structured in such a way that it looked almost as though she had a beak. She had long, black hair when she first got brought in. By the end of the first week, it had been lobbed off into a short, filthy mess. I felt bad for her. As it turns out, I feel bad for a lot of the so-called monsters that are in here. The broom scrapes half-heartedly over the stones as I go, making my way down the path. I go back to the recording, citing, "They claim that this is a place to keep the monsters away from the rest of reality." And I get that. They're monsters. Some of them try to get to me through the bars. They aren't all like E18. He's almost normal under the disfigurement. Some of them are like, well, I'm about to pass T40's cell. A lot of them are just like this one. T40 scares the absolute piss out of me. I go all the way to the other side of the aisle when I step past him. He looks like a person. At first, T40 stands at the back of his cell, facing the wall. The moment I get close, though, he shimmers out of existence and in a snap appears at the bars. Long fingers curl around the metal and he screams, jaw dislocating. His body vibrates as he shakes the bars. A second creature tries to climb out of his mouth, the shadowed form of a human, but the collar around his neck goes off and he screams as he collapses to the ground. I don't stop walking until I can no longer feel his eyes on me. My heart is racing in my chest, like a drumbeat. I have to pause to catch my breath, telling my phone, "They're dangerous. This whole place is dangerous. And I'll tell you something else too. I don't think it's a prison. Not really. I think that it's a zoo. These creatures are locked up in here so they can have tests run on them, but also for people's enjoyment. I've seen them. The higher-ups, they come through in their suits, browsing, looking. I don't like it. They act like these monsters, these creatures. Even the ones that are human, they're something to watch for fun. The money. That's the only reason I'm here," I say with a final sort of sigh. "The moment that I have enough to take care of my little girl, I'm gone, and I'm never, ever going to come back here." I shove the phone into the back pocket of my jeans. grab the broom with both hands, and get back to work. 2 more weeks. That's all I need to do. And then I'll be gone from here. Forever.